should have known better when I agreed to let my cousin crash for the weekend. You know those family favors you think will be quick and harmless? Yeah, this wasn't one of them. He showed up at my one-bedroom apartment in southern Nevada with a tiny duffel bag and a sheepish smile, saying he just needed a couple nights to get back on his feet. I didn't think twice. He's family, right? At first, it was fine. We watched Netflix, ordered pizza, laughed about old childhood stories. He promised me he was already applying for jobs and that his situation was temporary. I actually felt good about helping him out. It felt like the decent, family thing to do. But even in those first few days, I noticed small red flags. He never offered to pitch in for groceries. Plates piled up in the sink that I didn't dirty. And when I came home from work, he was always sprawled on my couch, like he owned the place. I brushed it off, telling myself, it's just a weekend. What harm could it do? I had no idea that weekend would turn into 6 miserable months of freeloading hell. That weekend stay stretched into weeks. Every time I hinted about when he was planning to leave, he had some excuse lined up. I've got an interview next week. Or, I just need to save a little more before I get my own place. Problem was, I never saw him leave the apartment except to hit up the gas station for energy drinks. Meanwhile, my grocery bill doubled. I'd come home with bags of food, only to find half of it gone by the next morning. He'd drink the last of the orange juice, finish my cereal, and then shrug when I asked if he could pitch in. His response? I'm broke. Isn't that why you're helping me? And it wasn't just the food. He treated my couch like his throne. Blankets, dirty socks, video game controllers everywhere. He'd invite his buddies over without asking, turning my place into a frat house. The worst part? He'd never lift a finger to clean. If I asked, he'd smirk and say, relax, you're way too uptight. By month 3, I was walking into my own apartment and feeling like a stranger. The air reeked of takeout and stale beer. My cousin wasn't just a guest anymore. He was a parasite, and I was the host too polite to kick him out. The breaking point came one Friday night. I'd had a brutal week at work and stopped for groceries on the way home. I walked in, dreaming about finally cooking a decent meal for myself, only to find my cousin sitting on the couch with 2 of his buddies, video game controllers in hand, empty pizza boxes everywhere. My groceries? Already half unpacked. He'd ripped into the chips and soda before I even had a chance to set them down. When I confronted him, he rolled his eyes and said, relax, you always have food. What's the big deal? That's when I snapped. I told him point blank that this wasn't working, that he needed to start paying his way or move out. Instead of apologizing, he laughed. You're acting like I'm some stranger. We're family. Feeding me is the least you can do. And then came the final straw. He introduced me to his friends as his roommate. Not cousin. Not host. Roommate. Like we were equals in this living situation. My jaw hit the floor. That night, something in me broke. The fear of confrontation was gone. I wasn't hosting family anymore. I was babysitting a freeloader, and I was done. The next morning, I laid it out crystal clear. You've got 24 hours to pack up and leave. If you're not gone, I'm changing the locks. He tried to laugh it off, then shifted to guilt-tripping. You'd really throw family out on the street? I looked him dead in the eye and said, you stopped being a guest the moment you decided my kindness was a free ride. For the first time in months, he didn't have a comeback. He mumbled something about me being heartless, stuffed his duffel bag with clothes, and stormed out. That night, I sat on my couch, the one I could finally sit on again, and felt the silence. No dirty dishes, no freeloaders, no entitlement. Just peace. The lesson? Family or not, if you don't set boundaries, people will walk all over you. And trust me, once you reclaim your space, you'll never let anyone take it for granted again.